Hi, Dr. Putnam and everyone in the cohort. Very excited about this week. It was very interesting to look at Twitter as a resource and certainly as an advocacy tool. One of the first questions is about visibility, and I can certainly see how using Twitter could be extremely beneficial. Um, as far as my personal use of Twitter, have never used that as a tool and or a resource. I've been very hesitant with respect to students to ever engage in having a Twitter account, and maybe that's just my own hesitancies. I always worry about crossing boundaries and communication with students. But as a way to reach peers and colleagues in the education profession, I think definitely is important. I could certainly see how that could be a great tool for advocating within the profession as well. One of the things that first came to mind for me was that in watching how you could, by the hashtags, be able to target an audience that you wanted to connect with, learn more about, that idea of that constant informational feed. I know one of the videos that we watched talked about that you can feel somewhat inundated by so much information that's constantly pouring in. But I think that that's one of the things that we are having to teach our students right now, how to navigate and look through information and assess what is important and maybe what's not important. And so in doing so, it would be great to be able to be part of that, but definitely on a professional level. I moved into a new position this year and have felt somewhat disconnected. I'm the only AIG teacher in my school, so there's no one else at my location that I can talk to and communicate with on a daily basis. And while there are people in my district, I teach at a year-round school, and as the AIG person there, my situation is very different from someone at a traditional school. So I have instantly gravitated to connect with other middle school AIG people who are on the year-round schedule. So it's one of the things you do on different levels, and maybe never have I considered that Twitter could help me to target an audience like that, or even resources. So I'm super excited about the opportunity to add hashtags with respect to AIG or middle school or maybe year-round schedules, or to even target certain resources I'm looking for to assist the teachers in my school. So it's a great opportunity. I'm excited, and I'm happy that this week has offered me something new. So no, I did not have a Twitter account prior to this, so that's something new for me. And I do want to start advocating more. I, in the past, have not. I see myself as someone who has always been passionate. I think that very first week when we took the survey, I thought for sure that I would have flying colors and, oh yes, I'm certainly an advocate because I'm very passionate about what I do. But the reality is that's not the case. I'm not out there enough to make a difference, and I think that's something that we have to be willing to do, and a bridge we have to be willing to cross. So there's no one that's more qualified to do that than we are. So I look forward to using Twitter as a resource for that. With respect to my TED Ed advocacy project, one of the things that we are looking at in Wake County that I think my focus will be with TED Ed is underrepresented populations within the AIG program. So we recently had a professional development where we looked at students and what those underrepresented numbers were relative to the county. And one of the things that Wake County is looking at the present is we identify students with a COGAT in Iowa, and there may be a better option. So they're actually piloting at this moment the Naglieri in the hopes that maybe that would provide students a greater opportunity to get into the program and more representation for underpopulated groups. So that would be my focus for my TED Ed advocacy project. That either that, or, and there's one other component that I continually consider, and I guess it could be aligned with that. Teachers that I teach with, or when I ask for teacher nominations for students, sometimes the students that are like ESL students, they're not on the list. Teachers a lot of times say, oh no, yes, but they're really struggling, and well, is that really valid? Is that really a reason to not consider nominating a student based on their language and or the barrier that's present? So that's one of those things that I may explore as well. I've got a student or two in mind that have made me think of that this year, specifically a student from China who is extremely intelligent, cannot carry on a conversation. He's certainly struggling with the language barriers, but an amazing student. And so those are the kinds of things that I would like to explore in my TED Ed advocacy project. I think they're worthy of that. So great week, fun, lots of fun, and I look forward to your comments. Thanks.